Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another episode of Smite Super Builds, and today we have Bakasura for two reasons. For one, he's been my favorite god as of late. Been playing him a lot because I've been picking up Conquest more often, been playing him in the solo lane and Conquest, and also been playing him in League Joust, the 1v1 type thing. And also, the last time I did a build video for him, he looked totally different. He's a little munchkin guy, which if you've never seen him, what he used to look like, you can. It's on my channel somewhere. So yeah, normally I have the items already planned out here. And then just kind of, look, he can bend over backwards. That is so cool. Alright, but yeah, I used to have the items already pre-done here, but I kind of want to take a step-by-step on this one, be a little bit more thorough on the build itself. So starter items, you only really use it for... You can probably use it for 3v3 Joust, kind of depends. You can use it for, obviously, for Conquest. You always want to have a starter item for Conquest. And also League Joust, you want to pick up a starter item. So I'd always go Death's Toll, either if I'm solo lane or League Joust. Reason being, the passive, you're always hitting an enemy as far as doing buff camps, fighting an enemy god, or doing minion clears. So that way you have, your health and mana kind of regens, almost like lifesteal. Blue Stump in it, it's decent. I don't really like it too much. I don't really find the mana thing too useful. Of course, if you're jungling, you want Bubba's Mask. If you're not doing Joust, League Joust, or doing Conquest, you don't want to start item at all, really. It's kind of useless. But let's say we just pick up Death's Toll, and then we go into boots. The boots to pick up nowadays is Ninja Tabby. Warrior Tabby no longer has pin. The boots have been, overhauled. So Ninja Tabby, really great, really cheap. Like in Arena, you can pick these up right away and have the full thing. So attack speed, power, really strong on Bakasura. Next, since Bakasura has passive increase on his 3, passive physical power does increase as you level it up. That's one of the most useful skills on him that you want to level up. So that gives you your power there. So that lets you to go into a pure attack speed item right after boots. What I like to get is Ikval. Now Ikval is a situational item, right? Because if you're in the solo lane, you're going to fight another player one-on-one, obviously. And if that guy or girl, whatever it is playing a physical god like an assassin or a warrior, you want to pick up Ikval just because of the passive. It's a really, really powerful boxing item. That's why you see hunters pick up in the duo lane, because they're fighting another hunter. They want to lower their physical power and things like that. It's also really strong in League Joust, obviously, if fighting another physical. Other game modes like Arena, Salt, Siege, you probably not want to pick this up because you're not really 1v1 that much. Like an Arena example, you're probably going to go for the mages because they're the squishiest. So it's a situational item. Just keep that in mind. In a situations you can't really use that. Odysseus Bow is another really strong attack speed item. The passive is really strong. Don't overlook it. It can add up to a lot of damage early on. So that's pretty much that. Just for building sake, let's go ahead and go Ikval. Next, you want to have some type of penetration, right? Because you have nothing at all. So Executioner is almost a must-have on Bakasura because the passive is really strong. There's shreds physical protection. You get the power that you need because after you get Ikval and you have your boots, you're still kind of lacking power, although you do have your passive on your 3. But this is going to bump you up. Next it gets kind of weird because a lot of people like to pick up Hazel Mentalis. If you don't know what Hazel Mentalis is, it's this wonderful looking item right here. Pretty much your passive, you attack an enemy, you no longer have the attack movement speed debuff from you as long as you're hitting them. So that allows you to stick, right? I don't really like to pick it up at all. I almost never pick up Hazel Mentalis, but you can if you want to. The reason being why I don't pick it up is because your ultimate does have a slow on it if you do land it, up to 35%. Also, I almost always pick up Sprint, Greater Sprint to be exact, and that pretty much acts as your Hazel Mentalis. So there you go. Another option, if you don't want Hazel Mentalis, if you want to be a little bit, I guess, Bruiser, I guess you can call it. Some people may pick up Heavy Hammer and eventually finish it to Frostbound Hammer, but Heavy Hammer kind of acts as your haste and you pretty much slow them down. But I don't really go this route at all, like I said. Just personal preference, honestly. Next, after Executioners, you can go into Aussie. If you can get away with that lifesteal item throughout your entire build, and you would just go back and sell Ikval for Aussie, that's kind of like what the Hunters do in the dual lane. But just for sake, let's just go Aussie right after Executioner, because it's another really powerful boxing item. Just because of the passive, you get penetration, get really fast attack speed, and a lot of lifesteal out of this item. And then finally you finish off with the crits, go Rage, and then go back and then pick up Deathbringer. That pretty much finishes it off. After you got all these items, you might want to sell Ichabod just for like a really late game you know, scenario. You probably want to sell this because it won't be too powerful, because 30 power or whatever it is not really that strong of a steal. So you probably want to go and pick up Shinsai's. Shinsai's a really strong item because it passes the 4% of the target's maximum HP. If you're in a weird situation, like let's say Arena, and you're fighting like 3 tanks, as actually happened to me the other day, and you're just fighting a lot of tanks, you probably want to get like Shinsai's a little bit earlier, because, you know, tanks stack up really high HP, and you can kind of abuse that with Shinsai's. So that is pretty much all the items that are really good. Active wise, I already mentioned Greater Sprint. If you're in the solo lane of Conquest, or if you are doing League Jousts, I would recommend Hand of Gods. I use this item just because you can get the buff camps really early, and then eventually I do build it up to Fist of the Gods, just for League Jousts. And in Conquest, I don't really build it up to Fist of the Gods. I might build it up to Wrath of the Gods. It kind of depends. But Fist of the Gods, what that allows you to do is stun your target for 1 second. That may lead them to panic, force out their beads. So that way their beads is already gone, and you can just kind of slow them with your ultimate and things like that, and cripple them. Or take off their Magi's if they have Magi's. So yeah, that's what I use that for. That pretty much wraps it up for the video. It might be a little bit longer than the other ones, but I wanted to be really thorough with this one, and give the most information as I can. The Baka Blender. I love the Baka Blender. So that's going to wrap it up for the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.